Good morning, everyone. I know it's been a while. I've been having some issues with my back ever since our vacation because my back doesn't like long drives, and it was a very long drive. So I've been recuperating since we got back. I'm still having some issues, but I definitely wanted to get outside today and do something. So I thought I'd fill you in on what is going to be going on. It is deer season now, and for us, going deer hunting is not a hobby. It's not for a trophy buck or anything like that. We need to put, well, we would like to put 9 deer in our freezer to last us for the year because we don't have any cows for beef or anything like that. And we don't do any grocery shopping for meat or vegetables or anything like that. So anything that we eat, we have to put in the freezer ourselves. Last year, I think we harvested 5 deer, and it has lasted us until now. We have a couple of packages of ground venison left, and we still have some stew meat. So they did last, but we didn't use it as much as we would have if we had gotten the 9 we figure that we need for the year. Now here in southern Alabama, you are allowed to harvest 3 bucks per year. You're also allowed 1 doe per day. So say I went out this morning, I could harvest a buck and a doe, but I can only get a total of 3 bucks, and one of them has to have at least 4 points on one side. So that's how we can get 9 deer per year. Now, the problem with our hunting is the only place we actually have to hunt is right here behind us in this big open field. You'll see a lot of YouTube videos, a lot of hunter stuff. They go out, they sit in their blind, and they can show you the video of all these deer sitting out there, and they get to pick and choose what they shoot and what they don't, and all this. And we don't get that option because we are very lucky if we see one walk through the field either early in the morning or in the evening just before dark. So that's why up to this point I haven't taken you guys on a deer hunt with me because, like I said, it would be very boring. We very rarely see anything walk through that field. This year we're going to do a couple of things different. Eddie was in a ground blind last year, and this year he is making himself a tree stand. Now this stand here actually came from the neighbor, and it came with the seat and the foot part and the ladder. So you can see this ladder here, and then the rest of the ladder is leaning up against a tree over there. I don't know if you can see it, but so this is a very old stand, and he's been adding some parts to it. He added these bars here that connected to the tree because the one that did put it up against the tree was this one, and he didn't want his head to hit the tree. So he extended, put some longer bars there, which will connect it to the tree. He's worried about rain, so he just put on a hoop on the top, which we will need to come up with a waterproof fabric to put up there for like an umbrella. I don't know what he's doing about the seat because right now it's all wood. So that's what he will be hunting from. Now right now only archery season is open, and I'm the only one that shoots archery. So he still has time to finish his tree stand before he needs it. I think the rifle season starts the middle of November. It's either the 2nd or 3rd week of November, because after archery is muzzleloader. And again, I'm the only one that shoots muzzleloader. I do have a muzzleloader. Eddie does not. So yeah. The other thing we are going to do different this year, and I don't know if it's going to do any good because we're not even sure what to do with it, is we picked up a cheap-ish feeder. Sorry, it's upside down. That's the way Eddie said it there, and I'm not going to pick it up. But it is supposed to, it's a automatic feeder. It holds like 30 pounds of feed, and it says it'll feed 1 to 4 times per day, so you can set it. It does need a battery. We haven't opened it yet, so I was going to do that now. I was going to open it and see if I can get any of it put together, because he went down to do a couple of things to my tree stand. Mine's been up there for a couple of years, so yeah, he went down to do a couple of things to that, and I thought I would see if I can pull this out of the box and figure out what kind of batteries it needs and go from there. We don't really know where to put it because it is an open field that is being farmed. Now, this year it was peanuts, and the peanuts have been harvested, but we don't want to put this anywhere where it could be in the farmer's way. So we'll probably just have to take it down there into the field and try to find somewhere along the edge where we can get it out of the farmer's way. So yeah, that's the plan. So let's get this out of the box and see, let's try to get it out of the box and see what kind of battery it needs and if it's really hard to put together. We got a box. Universal leg kit for fast assembly. What have we got here? Universal leg kit for fast assembly. Okay. Okay, and that looks like we just have the drum, which will hold the feed. I'm gonna flip this box upside down so I can set that on there. So the question is, did it come with instructions? You know how it is with these cheaper things, they don't always come with instructions. This is Economic Digital PCU, so that's the controllers. Let's see what's in here. And that's going to be just legs with no instructions. I sure hope there's instructions here somewhere. Okay, wait a minute, here's some instructions. User's manual, okay. Okay, so guessing that's the funnel because it has a hole in the bottom, and so that means this should be the top. And we just put it so that the holes line up. There we go. Okay, that looks pretty good. So let's try that. Okay, and it we don't have a hammer, so we can just push them right in. Okay. I don't know what you need a hammer for. Now, if I'm making a mistake here, let me know. Because it won't be too late by the time I see your comment. There we go. But this one is also broken, so yeah, so I think when we do this hinge, maybe if we take the nail part out first, maybe it'll go in the hole then. No, it still won't fit in the hole. This is what happens when you buy cheap stuff. It will not go in the hole. I might have to drill that hole out a little bit. Let's see what we're supposed to do next. Open the lid and then locate the latch clip. Right there is where it's supposed to go. Take the clip and place it at 12 o'clock. Okay, so that's the latch clip. But we have 2 bolt holes right there. So, yeah, not sure about that one either. Wow. They're really not very helpful with these instructions, let me tell you. And it doesn't actually tell you in the picture where to put this latch. If you look at the picture, the It shows it here, but that's not 12 o'clock because at 12 o'clock would be straight up and that would be on the line, which is not the way it is in the book. So maybe I'm just really not good at following instructions, but yeah, it's not making much sense to me, you know? We're not having much luck with this. There isn't even any holes or anything to line it up and hold it on there. I don't see how it's going to keep it latched. Well, let's skip that part too. Let's see what else it says. So there we go. So there's a hole, and I'm guessing these are the stub legs because these are the short ones. And there are 3 of them. Okay. So when we put it in, we want it to angle away. Now, these also have a hole in them, which I don't remember reading anything about the hole. Is the hole up or is the hole down? I'm going to assume that the hole is down and has something to do with the next legs, the next portion of the legs attaching to it. You know what happens when you assume, but let's try it. So if we stick that in there, okay, that stayed put. And they are angled away. So we might have got one part right. Okay. Oh, they don't like click in or anything. They're just like in there. So when you go to carry it around, they might fall out, I guess. Once all extension legs are installed onto the stub legs, locate a second person to help raise the unit. Hey, anybody want to come help raise this unit up? Okay, those are round. I don't believe round goes into a square hole. So check the other box. I mean, they do say they're universal leg kits, so maybe we're supposed to make a round peg fit in a square hole. Chickens are all chasing each other out there. These are round too. Okay, we might have a problem here. I don't understand how the round peg fits in the square hole. Well, one end's going to be crimped and one's not. So I guess it's just going to sit on there, and that's why you need the second person. So, well, that would put the, let's put the crimped end up. Okay, so I'm guessing that's right. They did have other feeders there, but they were like $400, and we got this for $99. So that's what happens when you pay $99 for a feeder. But we've never used one, and we don't own the land, so we really don't want to put a ton of money into a feeder for hunting land that we don't own, because you never know. Next year, the farmer may tell us that we can't hunt it. So I would hate to be out that much money if he decides that he doesn't want us hunting anymore. He did mention that because the man that's farming the land, he's always farmed it, but he actually just purchased it from the owner that we bought our place from. But he did mention that he was going to clear out some more trees next year. So we don't even know what will be left for us to hunt next year, depending on what he clears. Okay, let's see if we can stand this up. All right, there we go. That's not bad at all. Okay, we got it stood up. Now we need to figure out all the parts that we didn't figure out. Okay, so it's kind of tall. Not really. I think it'll work good if we can. All right, everyone, it is a new day. I just got out of the shower. The camera battery died yesterday while I was putting the deer feeder together. So I went and plugged it in, and I came back out and I decided to clean up my shop while I was waiting for the battery to charge and we could finish putting the deer feeder together. Well, I bent over to pick something up and realized my back is not better yet. So I ended up in a lot of pain and I had to take it easy for the rest of the day. So we're back today. I'm going to try to install the mechanism for the deer feeder that sprays the food out. But before I forget again, I wanted to send a thank you out to Mike Decker. He sent me a GoPro tripod in my P.O. box, and I want to let him know that we really, really appreciate it. I kept using the monopod, thinking, you know, at some point I was going to get on Amazon and look, and just so busy that I never did get around to doing it. So we really appreciate the gift from you. We just want to say thank you. Now, let's try to put this mechanism on the deer feeder. I still have not got the lid on the feeder yet. So here's the lid right here. Here's the lid, and I did finally figure out where to put the latch, but the hinge didn't fit. Here's the hinge, because the little plugs that go into the holes to hold the hinge on, they don't fit the holes in here. And so Eddie got me out a drill bit yesterday, right after I plugged the camera battery in. He got me out a drill bit to drill those out, and then like I said, I couldn't work anymore yesterday, so I don't know what he did with the drill bit. Actually, I might see it. I was looking, he went to the dentist this morning, and I was looking for the drill bit a minute ago and I couldn't find it. Nope. He took the drill bit out and he was using that little grinding wheel. So I'm gonna have to wait for him to get back before I can drill those holes out. I was gonna try just the center hole, and because I don't want to mess it up so the lid doesn't go on, but I was gonna drill, there's 3 holes in the hinge, so I was gonna try drilling out the center one, and that way if the drill bit's too big, it still has the 2 outer holes to hold it. But that's gonna have to wait. So let's see if we can figure out this control box. Get some stuff out of the way. I didn't get to finish cleaning my shop either, but okay, so this I do know is gonna somehow hold the box on there. Here's the box. I haven't opened it or anything. I have no idea what's what here. Okay, so we got some, we still need to buy a battery for this. I totally forgot. I haven't found the instructions yet on, or the part that tells you what kind of battery you need. Connect the, well, it says connect the unit to a 6-volt battery and the feeder motor. Check the fuse in the fuse holder. Current battery charge level and the type will be displayed on the screen. So we need to come up with a 6-volt battery, and I'm not sure where you get a 6-volt battery. So align the mounting bracket holes to the holes on the power control unit. Smooth surface facing up. Okay, so this is gonna go like this. And then the other one is gonna go like this. Okay, so it said the black color screws. So 1, 2, 3, and 4 Phillips screwdriver. Put those in. Uh-oh. At least I didn't drop any of them on the floor. We have this. So does that go on the outside or is that going to go on the inside? We just have to mark out the holes for this, drill them, put the screws in, and then we can put the power control box on. Got it centered. I'm just going to drill a hole. And try to drill a hole. And I think if I put one screw in at a time, it'll hold it still so that all my holes will line up. Okay, now the control unit. So that has holes, so all I gotta do is line it up and put them in. And this is gonna get the silver screws. Now I can't imagine why you're supposed to put sheet metal screws in it. It's still all plastic. And the holes are already there. So I don't know why it'd be any different than any of the other screws, but that's what it says. Now this does have 2 more legs on each side, or it gets 2 more sections of leg because there's still 6 pieces of legs left. So it is going to be a lot taller than what I thought it was going to be. Okay, so we have 3 holes, and these are what's supposed to go in it. And I cannot, for the life of me, force that in there. I've tried to hammer it in. It just will not go in. So I'm going to drill those out. So I'm going to do the center one. And it only shaved off just a tiny bit. So we're going to see if that made a difference, if I can actually get this in here now. Because if I break any of these, there isn't any spares. So, and it still doesn't act like it wants to go in there. Try reaming that out a little bit. I don't want to make the hole so big that it doesn't hold. There we go. Okay, that worked. Not the easiest place to hammer either. I'm going to put the flathead screwdriver in that. Oh man. Well, the washers. Oh, I think I messed that up, guys. Now what am I gonna do? I see. So the plastic head broke right off of that. So the metal nail or screw or whatever it is went right through the big washer. I know some of you are probably yelling, return it, but that's not gonna do us any good because we still can't afford a better one. And getting a different one wouldn't change anything. So I'm gonna leave that one out. Hopefully I can get the other 2 in because I'm sure we can come up with a little washer or something that will work to hold that on. Let's try some of these other ones. Okay, now the hinge with the door. If we had our own land where we could set this up, then it would be a totally different story. But we don't have anywhere on our land that the deer frequent at all. So, okay, that part worked. Then we have this little cotter pin to hold the hinge on. Don't you just love those? And then we'll just bend that over so the hinge doesn't come out. Okay, now I need to put the legs back in. Okay, we got it up. So The lid, you know, I don't know how you're supposed to feed or fill this. I can't even open it. Okay. So the lid is pretty tight. So once we put all these other legs on, what do you guys think? Do we need all these legs? I mean, that's going to put it like 10 feet up in the air. But once we put all these legs on, how do you fill it? Eddie and I were talking this morning. I think we're going to set it right next to my tree stand. Like I said yesterday, my tree stand has been there for 2 years, so the deer are totally used to it. And it's archery season right now, and I can't shoot very far. So there is one little spot right near my tree stand where we might try putting it. And then other than that, the entire field is plowed. And I don't want to get in the way of the farmer. So that's the biggest thing, is finding a place to put the feeder where it's not in the way of the farmer, but I can see it from my tree stand because my tree stand does not move. So how about like right here?
That's what I was thinking.
Okay. Because we know they walk by here.
Mm-hmm.
I said lay it down, because you're not going to be able to reach the legs this way either. It's like 10 feet tall. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hey, go.
Like a freaking silo. How are you going to get up there to fill it?
Sure.
Alright, so somehow we need to get the feed way up there, and then we're going to test it out and see how much feed it puts out in 5 seconds, and then we'll be able to tell if we want 5 seconds or 10 seconds or 15 or 20. It has 4 different timings, so hopefully he can get the corn up there.
I don't know about this.
You're just not tall enough. You got it. So while he's getting that other bag ready, so this is where we hunt, and there's my tree stand slash blind. I have a heater in it because I don't like the cold. That's why it's in the blind and not just a tree stand. But as you can see, this year the farmer planted peanuts, so there's nothing left in this field. So we don't know if the deer will come out here this year. Last year the farmer planted cotton, so the plants were still there and the deer felt hidden when they came out. They do still walk through here. We do see tracks all over the place as normal. So all we can do is hope that this feeder will bring them to this area. We have it close to my blind because, as I said, right now is archery season and I can't shoot very far. So, and then after archery is muzzleloader. And then for the rifle season, we're thinking of putting it down that way somewhere because Eddie's blind is down the other end of the field and mine is here. So if we put the feeder somewhere in the middle for the rifle season, it might help either one of us or both of us. So, and you ain't got that bag ready yet?
No, I was picking stickers out of my pants.
Well, well, you got most of it in there. And down your shirt. All right, let's see how long that runs for. I said test. Okay, so this is for 10 seconds. Wow, that was loud. 10 seconds really isn't that much.
Yeah, that's about right, I guess.
Okay, so I need to change this to duration, do 10 seconds. My question now is, are the pigs going to come in and knock this thing over?
I don't know. I don't think they'll knock it over. They might come and eat all the corn.
Well, I can shoot a pig too.
Yeah. My pocket got full of corn.
And you know, I do have the nighttime hunting license for the pigs. So I'll have to look up the pig season.
I thought you couldn't.
I have a nighttime and baiting license for here. So
Is it still good when deer season's on though?
I don't know. I'll have to look that up because I know for pigs during the deer season, you can't use a gun. You have to use a dog.
Yeah.
So, but that's during rifle season. I'm not sure other than that. So we'll have to wait and see. I'll have to look it up. But yeah, hopefully this will give me some opportunities to harvest some deer because, as I was saying, this isn't a sport for us. We don't do it just for the fun. We do it to put meat in our freezer. This is the only red meat that we have in our freezer. So we have pork, we have chickens, we have quail, we have turkey, but we don't have red meat unless we harvest deer. So hopefully this works. And we did put out some apple flavoring stuff that you just pour on the ground. So I would really like to see some deer.
20 yards.
Think that's 20 yards from my blind?
Yeah, pretty close.
Well, I can shoot 20 yards. But hopefully I catch them coming in this way to go to the feeder, which is right there. And I would be able to get them when they're in this area. All right, guys, I know this video wasn't, you know, us building anything or doing anything like that, but this is our life for the next few months, is trying to fill our freezer with some deer. And it's an important part of our life, so we brought you along. I hope you enjoyed it, but like I said, I am not going to recommend this feeder. I mean, unless you're really poor like we are, don't buy this feeder because it's really not that great. But we'll see you next time.